Here's your wrestling news for March 26, 2022, and your headlines for today include WWE damages Roman Reigns' character on SmackDown. What are they thinking? Triple H announces retirement from wrestling, details the cardiac event that ended his career. Bitter former WWE star uses Triple H's retirement to take shots at the game. Major change of plans in the works for Stone Cold Steve Austin's return. WWE botches return of King Woods on latest SmackDown. Why is King Woods' return not a good sign for the New Day? Cringe-inducing promo between WrestleMania opponents takes place on SmackDown. WWE makes perfect choice for this year's Hall of Fame Warrior Award recipient. NXT champion Dolph Ziggler opens up about shocking title win, and more. We're kicking off today with SmackDown, where a bloodthirsty Brock Lesnar was on the hunt for Roman Reigns. The WWE champion waited and waited for the Universal Champion, only for Reigns to show up near the end of the show, and in the meantime, Brock destroyed Reigns' locker room and car before coming face-to-face with his Mania opponent. Lesnar made his way through the crowd, brutalizing multiple security personnel along the way, and with steel chair in hand, vowed to make Reigns pay for what happened at MSG. This, of course, is referring to WWE's recent live event at the Garden, which ended with the Bloodline beating down the Beast Incarnate and Reigns standing tall with both the WWE and Universal Championships. Brock was confident on last night's show, the exact opposite of the Tribal Chief, who was notably uncomfortable when standing across from Lesnar and ran backstage to escape his opponent. It's a bizarre move for Reigns to be this cowardly ahead of the biggest match of his career, as while WWE has had plenty of cowardly heels, the head of the table has never been lacking in confidence, until now it seems. Reigns may have been wily before during this reign, relying on the Usos to give him the advantage, but never before has he been this purely afraid to wrestle. One would expect more effort into a match that is being billed as the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, and the more cowardly Reigns looks, the less credible of a champion he appears. Last September, Triple H suffered a cardiac event that could not come at a worse time for the game. This incident happened just as NXT was transitioning into NXT 2.0, and we have a sad update on his condition. In excerpts from an interview with ESPN yet to be released in full, the former world champion gave a grim update on his status, saying, "I had viral pneumonia. My lungs were inflamed, and as the next couple of days went on and I got home, it got increasingly worse. My wife, Stephanie McMahon, saw some blood and stuff that I was coughing up, and I went and got checked, and it was coming from the viral pneumonia, but I had fluid in my lungs. I had some fluid around my heart, so they followed up on it and did an EKG and echo and everything." The game wisely chose to see a doctor and tried to explain exactly what happened inside his body, saying, "Basically, the way your heart pumps out, 55 to 60% of your ejection fraction is a good number. I was at 30%. I got a quick text message saying, 'Don't take time, pack a bag real quick and head to the emergency room and I'll fill you in on the way.' So by the time I got to the emergency room, my ejection fraction had gone down to 22%, which, I was in heart failure." Triple H was in tears during much of the interview, and said how it was whilst he was in the emergency room that he felt like he was about to die, leaving his wife and daughters behind. Speaking about his in-ring career, Triple H confirmed that he will never wrestle again, adding that he now has a defibrillator attached to his heart. ESPN's correspondent Stephen A. Smith went on to say that Triple H is, quote, 50% of himself at this time. Triple H's name quickly trended after his retirement announcement, as wrestlers from across various promotions paid the respect to the King of Kings and shared their memories with him. Over 25 years with WWE, the Cerebral Assassin earned countless accolades, and we at Slatrock would like to thank Triple H for all he's done, both on screen and working behind the camera. After a legendary career, it's a tragedy that Triple H's time in the ring had to end this way, as it shows that happy endings are never guaranteed to even the most successful of superstars. Tons of wrestlers decided to show respect to Triple H following his sad announcement, but there's one name who isn't too upset to see the game's in-ring career come to an end. Since his release, though he insists he left by his own choice, Ryback has made it clear that he does not like WWE, and that criticism extends to the former World Heavyweight Champion. In a tweet of his own, Ryback said he wishes Triple H well in his retirement and future good health, but also called the now-retired legend the biggest disappointment to him personally. Bringing out these issues on the same day Triple H recalled nearly dying due to his heart issues, it's not surprising that Ryback's comments rubbed everyone the wrong way. One Twitter user responded that Ryback should try and take the high road, as not everything needs to be about him. This sentiment was shared by tons of fans, so much so that Ryback tried to clarify his initial tweet and only served to repeat the exact same mistakes. In his follow-up, the former WWE star said that he truly wishes Triple H well, but went on to claim that the game went out of his way to prevent opportunities for him, lied to him, and works for a company, WWE, that he is having a legal battle with. Other than that last part, there's no actual proof to any of Ryback's claims, and in perhaps the most tone-deaf part of the entire tweet, Ryback, of all people, said it's horrible that people are being negative. Ryback was seriously tone-deaf, but he also got a lot of sweet social media engagement from his posts, and after claiming that WWE is illegally suppressing his account, without proof of course, the big guy has gotten what he wanted. At WrestleMania 38, Stone Cold Steve Austin will be the special guest on the Kevin Owens show in a confrontation that's been months in the making. Despite not being a fully fledged match, it has been reported that WWE's plan was to close out WrestleMania Saturday with their confrontation, but those plans may have since changed. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the confrontation between the two former world champions may not end next weekend's event, as there's only one match that we know for definite when it'll take place. There were reports this week that the Austin Owens segment would end the show. According to those in WWE, as of midweek, Flair vs. Rousey was scheduled to close the show, but it was also noted that match order changes frequently and will continue to change until the day of the show. The only thing locked from the start has been Roman Reigns vs. Brock Lesnar closing the Sunday show. Austin, who's said to be in incredible shape ahead of this segment, has main evented WrestleMania 3 times before, in 1998, 1999, and 2001, and time will tell if he gets one last main event to add to his incredible resume. On last night's SmackDown, King Woods made his return to the Blue brand, which was a much-needed return for the show. With Big E out for the foreseeable future, WWE needs someone to fill that spot, and when Kofi Kingston was meant to face Ridge Holland last night, he instead declared that the former rugby star would be facing Woods. This would have been a great surprise had it not been for WWE botching Woods' return, as the ring announcer noted that Woods was there before Kofi made his announcement. WWE went a step further and had the 2021 King of the Ring's nameplate be Xavier Woods, and while that is his name, he really should be referred to as King, given all the work he went through to win last year's tournament. Woods has been out for much of 2021 after suffering an injury to his plantaris muscle in his calf, but had returned to live events weeks ago. Woods would quickly pick up the win via roll-up over Holland, and after Sheamus' team had the upper hand over the New Day, this victory gives the former tag champions momentum heading into a possible tag team match at WrestleMania. We say a possible tag team match as no plans have been confirmed for the New Day at WrestleMania, and unless something changes, it doesn't look like either Kofi or Xavier Woods will be at the show of shows. Sure, Woods got the win over Ridge Holland this week, getting a modicum of revenge for Big E in the process, but WrestleMania or not, it's clear that there are no solid plans for the returning King of the Ring. The best-case scenario for the New Day right now is that they either get a tag team match or a 3-on-2 handicap match at WrestleMania, which is now just 1 week away. Even if that match happens, WWE clearly has nothing planned for after that, and the future looks bleak for the now 2-man group. After feuding with seemingly every team and holding the SmackDown tag titles multiple times, there's nowhere for the New Day to go next, and that's going to be a problem for Woods and Kofi no matter what happens at WrestleMania 38. More from SmackDown, as Charlotte Flair vs. Ronda Rousey is one match that could headline WrestleMania Saturday, especially if plans change for the Stone Cold Steve Austin-Kevin Owens confrontation. With that said, for a main event feud, the Flair-Rousey story has been nothing short of disappointing, as other than WWE having the chance to sell their names on the marquee, there's been very little of interest to this storyline. The argument could be made that WWE should have stuck with Rousey vs. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, which fans are still yet to see one-on-one. Charlotte Flair wasn't even at the arena this week, as she instead communicated with her challenger via satellite TV, culminating in one of the worst promos we've seen for a while. While Charlotte has grown to become one of WWE's best talkers, the delay between her words and Rousey was painstaking, and both women used cliches in their promo war and awkward threats about making each other tap out. If nothing else, it highlighted that Rousey is not a talker and desperately needs a manager, and we certainly have our pick for who the self-proclaimed Paul Heyman girl could align with post-WrestleMania. Next week, WWE will induct their latest class into the Hall of Fame with The Undertaker, Big Van Vader, and Queen Sharmell Huffman already confirmed. Now, the latest name has been announced, and it's one fans have been waiting to see get the nod. As first reported by Fox Sports and later confirmed by WWE themselves, Shad Gaspard will be posthumously inducted this year as the latest Warrior Award recipient. Shad spent most of his WWE career as part of Crime Time, though never won championship gold, and is perhaps best remembered for heroically sacrificing his own life to save his son in 2020. The Hall of Fame is always an emotional night, and that'll be especially true this year, as a real-life superhero will be celebrated for his life in and out of the ring. And we're ending today with Dolph Ziggler, who shocked everyone by becoming NXT champion a few weeks ago, marking his first main event championship win since 2013. Dethroning Braun Breaker at NXT Roadblock, many were surprised to see the title switch away from the promising second-generation superstar, and that includes Ziggler himself. On After the Bell, the NXT champion said he was surprised by the title change, as he had only come to NXT to scout talent and is now the show's top star. Dolph added that neither he nor Robert Roode had plans for WrestleMania 38 weekend until this title win came along, and explained how he's happy to be in this moment at a crucial time for NXT 2.0. Praising Breaker as someone with incredible speed and power, Dolph concluded praising his own tenacity, saying he's missed about 3 or 4 weeks of in-ring action over the past 17 years. After Dolph's title win, it was reported that this was done to give Breaker a championship victory on a much bigger setting, and while many expect Ziggler's reign to end at Stand and Deliver next week, the show-off is riding high for the time being. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.